It's an impressive sight. American steel being forged by 1,200 proud U.S. workers in a steel mill that's operated in Pueblo, Colorado for nearly 150 years. Evraz Steel could not be a better symbol of American industrial resurgence, except for one now gut-wrenching problem. It's Russian.
We have that stigma of being a Russian-owned company.
2/3 of all shares of this mill's parent company are owned by Kremlin-connected Russians, and its biggest shareholder is the oligarch Roman Abramovich, who is closely aligned with Vladimir Putin and has been sanctioned by the UK, EU, and Canada. The British claim Abramovich is or has been involved in destabilizing Ukraine via Evraz PLC, including potentially supplying steel to the Russian military, which may have been used in the production of tanks. The company denies it. But when Russia invaded Ukraine, U.S. steelworkers here in Pueblo woke up to a distasteful possibility that somehow they are supporting Vladimir Putin in this.
Hearing all this stuff, it's heartbreaking. And, it's fair. I have my own kids, so it makes it tough to sit there and see all this stuff going on.
Steelworkers Daniel Duran, Rick Lucero, and Chuck Perko are afraid of what might happen if Abramovich is sanctioned by the U.S.
It's just, the uncertainty is, it's scary. It's real scary.
Uncertainty for your jobs.
For the jobs, yeah.
I disdain what's going on over there, but my company is not Abramovich's company in my eyes.
We got to go through this door here.
David Ferryman is Senior Vice President of Evraz North America.
Do you consider this a Russian-owned company?
I don't. We're headquartered independent operation in Chicago. We have our own CEO. We have our own board of directors. We're based in London. Yes, the parent company has a large footprint in Russia.
That footprint includes a massive Russian business. Evraz's 2021 report shows revenue of $14 billion, and that 16% of the parent company's revenue is derived from the North American plants. Abramovich himself made $522 million from Evraz dividends last year. Ferryman insists the revenues generated in Evraz steel mills across North America are reinvested in the company in North America.
So your position is that these are completely separate entities?
I'm not saying they're completely separate. Those earnings stay here in North America, and they're invested into these facilities.
Technically, that may make sense to you. But when we watch what's happening, there's a lot of people wondering how a Russian oligarch can invest in a U.S. steel mill and be making some money here while also playing footsie with Vladimir Putin.
I can't speak for that. What I can tell you is we're about as American a company as it gets here in Pueblo. We've been here longer than Colorado's been a state. We're really critical to our nation's infrastructure.
The thing to remember is this is all connected.
Oligarch expert and author Casey Michel says there is no doubt Abramovich's money helps Putin. The EU said Abramovich is providing a substantial source of revenue to the government of the Russian Federation.
There is no such thing as an independent or apolitical oligarch. These parasitic figures that extracted wealth in Russia and are now extracting wealth in the United States of America, all on behalf of a dictatorship in the Kremlin.
Exactly, says Ukrainians for Colorado President Marina Dubrova.
It doesn't matter what's the stakes he owns in that company. Any stakes, 0.5%, even 0.1%, that portion has to be sold.
Union President Chuck Perko agrees Abramovich should sell. To him, it's personal.
I am the grandson of war refugees. The Russians came into my grandparents' farm in 1945 and told them, you have 1 hour to leave. It hurts a little bit, but there's enough of a disconnect for me that I can go to work and know that we're not funding that war effort. We're completely separate.
Despite UK, EU, and Canadian sanctions against him so far, the United States has not touched Roman Abramovich.
The United States is still ignoring the fact that civilians are being killed. Look at Mariupol. I mean, how much more evidence United States has to have to make a decision?
As for why the Biden administration has not sanctioned Abramovich yet, Jake, Phil Mattingly at the White House is reporting that the Treasury officials are looking into it, but are also trying to figure out how to do that without punishing these Evraz U.S. plants and obviously the jobs and the economy that goes with it.